and that is The Hands of Orlac.
Mm, yeah. A movie I was
Uh,
very excited to see, and I kind of was let down by a little bit.
yeah, me too.
I don't think this was as good as I hoped it would be, but
This is Robert Vina, who did Caligari,
mhm.
teaming back up again with
Conrad Veidt,
Conrad
who
Veidt.
played the somnambulist.
And he somnambulates a little bit more in this movie,
He
too.
does, yeah. He does a lot of stuff in this movie. I do like
This,
Conrad Veidt in this movie, even if he is going real big.
yeah, I was watching this movie, and at the beginning when I was seeing all of this like big acting from
Mm,
Conrad Veidt, I was like, he is doing some good stuff with his face. He is like really selling this drama, and then he kept just like posing with
yeah,
his hands in the air and wild gestures on his face, like, and then a different pose and then a
yeah,
different one, and then I'm just like, okay, there's silent movie acting, and then there is this, which is like
yeah,
way
yeah.
overacting.
This I do
uh
feel like is like what people think of when they think of silent movie acting, of just like
yeah.
super exaggerated like body movement and that sort of thing. I did write down, I think Conrad Veidt's eyeballs are the real star of this movie.
Yeah,
This movie has a great premise.
it's super pulpy and super
Yes.
fun.
Yeah. The premise of this movie is Paul Orlac is a famous pianist, great piano player, but he gets in a train crash.
The train crash is done super well.
Great. It lasts a little
Yeah.
too long, but it is pretty great. There's some cool like text on screen in this part where people are like, "There's been a crash in whatever the town is," and it's instead of being done in intertitles, it's done in sort of animated text on screen, which is
Yeah.
something Robert Vina did a little bit in Caligari also, which I like. I'm a fan of
Right.
that. But so then they find Orlac and his hands. They say the hands, they're ruined. His beautiful piano playing hands.
And his wife is like they're operating on him, and it's like, it's not worth saving his life unless you can save his hands.
Yeah, pretty much. And the doctor's like, interesting. Methinks I have an idea. And he's looking out the window at this a serial killer who's being executed like at the same time. And he kind of looks out the window and is like, a pair of hands maybe. And so then Orlac wakes up and is, he's sort of convalescing. He's getting better, and they reveal that his hands have been transplanted from this murderer.
Yeah.
And well, he gets it. He finds out because someone leaves a note like in his bed saying like, "Hey, you have murder hands now." And he tries to play the piano. He can't play the piano anymore. But he keeps sort of like, uh, he like finds a knife in his house. He's sort of haunted by the knowledge that he has murder hands, and more he thinks that he's going insane, and that the hands might be sort of like taking control of him and making him commit murders. His father, who hates him, ends up being murdered. And there's like, oh, the killer Vasseur, his fingerprints were on the knife at the scene, and he's like, no, these hands, they've done a murder. And then we find out that he did have the murderer's hands the whole time, but all of the actual murder stuff and him finding the knife and all the sort of like ghostly apparitions that he's been seeing are all because of this con artist who knew the killer and is basically just trying to extort money from him.
It's very Scooby-Doo.
It kind of is, yeah.
It's Scooby-Doo mixed with the kind of like similar gimmicky twist of Caligari,
Mm-hmm.
which maybe is just a Vina thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think this movie's a lot less visually inventive than Caligari. It's not nearly
Certainly.
as
Yeah.
it's not nearly as impressionistic.
This is placed in the German Expressionism camp, and with the lighting and some of the set
Yeah.
design, I can see it, but like,
The
I
set
think
design especially is a little impressionistic, but not super crazy.
I think like as far as expressionism goes, like, you know, crazy set design, it's like Caligari all the way up here, then
Yeah.
like 4 notches down is the golem,
Hmm.
and then like 10 notches below is everything else.
Yeah. I didn't mind the sort of like con artist twist that it's like he actually hasn't been murdering anyone with his murder hands.
Yeah.
But I wish that the reveal had gone even further and been like, oh, he didn't actually. He's had his own hands this whole time, and all of his sort of weird that I can't control what my hands are doing is all in his head. Which I guess it is, but it's
Psychosomatic.
like because you find out he also had a head injury. I wish they'd push it even further, where it's like he never even had a hand transplant.
And yeah, you just went over. We spent a very long time going over Greed, which is about 40 minutes longer than this. But you just
Yeah,
went over the entire movie, and this movie is an hour and 50 minutes, and it eats through a lot of that time with just with just Conrad Veidt just
looking at his hands,
mugging. Yeah,
which I mean is good. It's good, but it is there's a lot of it.
yeah.
I mean, there's some cool stuff with the con artist who's pretending to be the murderer and his sort of like cloak. He so he's pretending to be the murderer who had his hands amputated, so he's got these like fake prosthetic hands, which turn out to just be like gloves that he made. But I like that. That was like a cool thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cool spooky stuff in this movie. Him encountering like this apparition of the murderer is very cool. I don't want to be too down on this movie because I think
Yeah.
it's like it's neat. It's just too long. And it it has like a lot of, I think even though the set design is not necessarily full Caligari, I think there's still some like really nice compositions in this
Hmm.
movie. It's cool to look at, you
Yeah.
know. This can definitely go on that honorary list of like silent movies to put on in the background during a party, you
Very
know.
true. Very true. We should make a playlist of those.
Yeah.
Um, it is also worth, I think, noting that the plot of this movie, I think, directly influenced or inspired Doctor Strange's origin, and also the Fry gets his hand swapped with the robot devil episode of Futurama.
This movie
Um,
was also remade in the 30s with Peter Lorre in a
which
sound
I
version.
gotta see that.
Yeah.
Um,
I and yeah, I think it's also like a lot shorter, so
yeah,
that'll
yeah.
be good.
There's also that Simpsons episode where Homer gets the hair transplant, and that seeps into his
Yeah,
brain.
this has got to all be that. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean,
for
it's a
sure.
cool idea. It's a fun idea.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I think I like the idea that it's a twist, but I also like an idea that it's not a twist, and that like
Yeah.
literally just your hands can make you kill people
Hmm.
if you have killer hands. I think
Yeah.
that's fun,
It is.
even if
It's
it
very
doesn't make
fun.
any sense.
Yeah. I do love it.